Well, in the words of the late, great Hubert Horatio Humphrey, I am pleased as punch to be here. I don't even know what that means, pleased as punch. How is punch pleased? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. But anyways, I'm glad you have decided to take part of your Saturday afternoon or evening, depending on where you are, or Sunday morning, depending on where you are, and make this part of your afternoon. So it's good to see people. We have, I don't say a full room, but we have a decent crowd, a decent sized crowd already. People started early. Stoner Kitchen, who usually comes in a little bit later, he was actually early, and he thought we'd already started. So maybe we did. Maybe I put the wrong time on there and everything. But it's always same bat time, same bat channel, unless I specify otherwise. Now, Doodle, the Prince of Dogness, is sleeping right here, and usually when he hears me talking, he knows that there's snacks involved. He's pretty chill right now. He's just laying there sleeping. So I'm not going to introduce him right now. I'm going to let him sleep. I figure once I start opening stuff up and he can actually smell things, that he'll probably just kind of jump into it. Now, according to everything that I put out this week, we are doing the What's on Val's Shelves live stream. Now, this is by popular demand because people were asking me, I would love to know what's on those shelves behind you. Now, you'll notice that this shelf here is empty, with the exception of the Trippy Food logo. That shelf is empty now. And the reason it is empty is because you'll notice that everything is on this, everything that was on that shelf is here beside me. Now, there's a couple of other items that were on the top shelf, and maybe like sprinkled on these other shelves, just a few items. I figured I would do them all at the same time. Now, I don't know if we're going to be able to get through all these things today in 2 hours. But the thing that I like about doing this is that we always said that we're a travel and food channel, and we've always had the focus on, certainly on the live streams, the focus has been on food. So this is nice because we kind of go into the travel aspect of it as well. Now, I'm not going to read the trivia cards today, and the reason I'm not going to read the trivia cards is because there's just so many things that we have to get through. But what I'll do is this. I will kind of throw out some trivia stuff as we go through these, pertinent to the items that we go over. So if that works for you guys, I hope you're excited about this. Again, this is by popular demand. People have requested wanting to know what all the little things are on the shelves. I don't know how much we'll get through today. Whatever we don't get through today, we will continue next week, and then we will start working on this shelf as well. If it goes well, if by the end of the live stream you guys go like, Val, that was nice, but then we'll forego doing everything else. But I just thought it would be interesting. People were asking; they want to know what was on the shelves and everything, and so we'll kind of go through that, and we'll give that a shot. So if you guys are game, then awesome. We already have a decent crowd. Hey, John Debney in the room. So John, I don't know how much you saw or when you came in, and we were just kind of explaining the way we're going to do things today is where really people were asking what is on these shelves. And so we're going to dedicate at least this live stream to what's on the shelves. And we're going to go through each different item, which will be like some travel, some food mixed up together. We'll see how far we get. If we get to all of that, then next week, if you guys like it, if you guys enjoyed the stream, next week we'll do this. Now, I realize that when you watch the streams, you're looking forward to me trying different snacks and everything. So we came prepared. So we're going to do some snacks. I didn't put them in the thumbnail. I didn't put them out there specifically what we're going to be trying. I just figured I'd pick up a few things. It's not going to be like 4 snacks, a bunch of beverages and everything else like that. Now, it is Trippy Food Beer Night, so we are going to do a beverage. Let's see, did I miss anything? I did. I missed saying hello to Jared Tierno. Now, Jared, I don't recall your name. I don't know if you, Jared, have you been in the stream before? I mean, you've been on the live stream before? Are you a long-time listener, first-time caller? How exactly does this work, Jared? Either way, we're glad to see you. I think people in the room are already giving you that warm and hearty Trippy Food welcome. Where are you from, Jared? You don't have to be very, very specific, like street address or anything like that, but general closest metropolitan area or geographical area. Hey, Adam Hebb in the room. Okay, Adam. Well, I hope that this works for you. I hope that that you enjoy this kind of rundown of the stuff that's on my shelves, which is not on my shelves right now. It's on this table, but by next week it'll be back on the shelf, and we'll see. Hey, Julie in the room. Good to see you, Julie. Julie had missed the last couple of weeks. She had been doing some road trips of her own. So, Julie, I know you just came into the room. Are you familiar with what we're doing today? Did I tell you what we'll be doing today? So, I don't know. All right. So again, it is Trippy Food Beer Night. So I have selected. Vegas was great. It's 50-50. So Vegas was great. We did a lot of stuff with. For those who don't know, I went on a road trip with Reckless Eating. There were, I think, 5 of us in total. And we did some videos for Trippy Food. We did some videos for, it'll be a combined video for the next Reckless Eating We Go main show. So it was a lot of fun. We saw a lot of interesting things, a lot of unusual things, and things that people may not specifically be thinking about when they're thinking about Vegas, right? So cool stuff there. But a lot of things went wrong for me. Even though I got the episodes done, a lot of things went wrong for me. For instance, the little viewer on my camcorder broke off. It just completely broke off. So it was unusable the rest of the time. I went in another place and I forgot my jacket, which had the phone I use for audio in there. So it was a stacked up comic misadventure in some parts, and it was. You have to laugh when you look at it, when you look back at it, and so that you can laugh too. I'm going to make a video of the stuff that went wrong, how Lady Luck turned on me in Las Vegas. So, but other than that, Vegas was great. So thank you for asking, Star. Oh yes, Julie. So the shelves reveal. That's what we're doing today. This shelf that now only has the logo on it. And to be fair, I just needed to take that stuff off so I could dust. So no, I'm kidding. That is a byproduct of that. I get to dust that shelf because you got to go around every little tiny thing. It's a pain in the butt, but that's what we're doing today. We're doing that shelf. If it goes well and you guys like it and you guys have fun, next week we'll do this shelf. So there we go. New fan, like your work, and I'm from Rhode Island. Oh, Jared. So Jared, we did. I don't have that. That's not one of our souvenirs. We did the Narragansett Autocrat Coffee Milk Stout, which you being from Rhode Island, you know that coffee milk is the unofficial, maybe it's an official drink of Rhode Island. Have you had the Autocrat Coffee Milk Stout? Julie can tell you all about that, but I bet she doesn't want to. Hey, John King from New Braunfels, Texas. That's my old neck of the woods. I lived in Austin for about, I think it was about 13 years. So New Braunfels was, we used to go tubing in New Braunfels, which is basically take one of those inflated inner tubes and go down the Guadalupe River, which they called the Guadalupe River. But welcome, John King. Everybody say hello. And Grubrat is back. Welcome, Grubrat. I recognize you from your very, very bright green avatar. Don't forget to rate the pour, Julie. Yes, Julie, I'm glad you're back. We are going to do a pour today. It's a little bit weird, though, but hang on. Chloe loves dusting. Well, send her down. Send her down. You guys should come out anyways. Come out with the girls. Come out here. Let's see. Did I miss anything? I didn't miss anything. We're all here. John King, you are new to the channel. Where are you from, John King? In general, no specifics. We don't want, no doxing here. Just, in general, where are you from? Yeah, he's trying to figure out whether he wants to leave or not. I don't know. Doodle, would you like a snack, Doodle? Come here, dude. Come here. It's Doodle! Doodle, everybody! It's Doodle! Doodle, say hi. Say hi. No? Would you like a snack? All right. We're going to give Doodle a snack because he's a good dog. Schlitterbahn. For some reason, I was thinking Schlitterbahn was farther down, closer to San Antonio. But I've made that I-35 drive many a times, One of my favorite places, and we're going to have to do a trippy food episode there, is Snake Farm. I think Snake Farm's in New Braunfels. Snake Farm is an awesome place. I'm sure here, Doodle, have some chicken. There you go. I'm sure you're familiar with Snake Farm. You have to be familiar with Snake Farm. Is it even still there? I haven't been to Texas in, about 10 years. So I need a Doodle. Well, we rent him out on weekends. I know we don't, Stoner. I was just kidding. So. All right, so let's cover our snacks. And there's not going to be any rhyme or reason to them. We're just kind of open them up and do them while we're doing this, because this is going to take a lot of time. So because it's Trippy Food Beer Night, this looked very interesting. This is Modern Times Black House Vanilla Latte Edition. Now, Modern Times is from Point Loma, which is an area of San Diego. There's a beautiful lighthouse up there, way, way, way up on the top. So if you're in the harbor, you see that kind of mountainy kind of thing out there, and then there's a lighthouse on top. That's Point Loma. So that's where Modern Times is located. Now, the odd thing about this is it says Vanilla Latte Edition. Now, for anybody who knows, the word latte means milk, literally means milk. And so you would assume that it's a vanilla latte, that this is going to have cream or milk or be milky or something. There's no dairy in the ingredients whatsoever. There's some interesting ingredients though. They're saying that basically this is a oatmeal stout. It's a hopped up. It is not. There's no hops in it. That it is based on a oatmeal stout. There's things like IBU and final gravity and everything. I don't really care about that. That's for scientists. So this has 2-row kiln coffee. It actually has coffee in it. Munich flaked barley, pale chocolate roasted barley, Crystal 60 midnight wheat, and oats. That's it. So it's coffee and malts and oats. So it sounds good, but I don't know why they call it latte. There's no milk in here. So I don't know, that's goofy. So that's going to be our beverage. We'll open this early and we'll just sip it as we go. However, I did bring another beverage. And the reason I brought this other beverage, hey, Val, guess who found Pepsi Blue early? I'm going to guess Kaylee, the Pokemon master, found it early. So yeah, let us know where you found that. We'll do that. We'll try that. Or if not, let us know how it is. Let us know what you think of the Pepsi Blue. Live in New Braunfels, but South Carolina, that's like night and day. Those are two different countries. Oh, you found Pepsi Blue at Walmart. Okay, guess where I'm going after this? I'm going to Walmart. So I did bring another beverage, and the reason I brought it is because if you remember, I think it was on the last live stream, we did that melon ramune, except it wasn't ramune. It said Ramu bottle. But it wasn't a ramune bottle. It didn't have the marble in it or anything, and it was a metal bottle. And so I was disappointed because I thought it was like just a cool new way of doing ramune. Now, typically ramune is found in a glass bottle, but like I said, disappointed last week because it was kind of advertised as ramune, but it was not. So today we have a bottle of this is Kimura brand. Strawberry flavor ramune. So we have to do the thing with the marble and the whole, we went over that whole thing. Do the whole thing with the marble, pushing the marble in and everything. I'll probably just take a sip of this or anything because I don't want it. It's going to really clash with that beer. I'm guessing it's going to be sweet. It's kind of a cool bottle though. I mean, like look at that. Look at the work on the bottle itself. And then it has that glass marble in the top of it that you have to push down. So what happens is the carbonation in the bottle pushes that marble up. You take the cap, push it down, push the marble back into the bottle. They even call it a fun marble drink. Well, we'll see how much fun it is. And we'll see if it's like, hopefully it's a strawberry drink and not a marble drink, but we'll see. Let's see, just a second, to go out of town because no stores near me had it. Oh, wow, okay. Schlitterbahn is here in New Braunfels. Okay, I just don't remember where it was. I know you can see it's like right off the highway. I think if you're going south on I-35, right there on the left. I just didn't remember it was in New Braunfels. So ramune, we're gonna do a real ramune today, and then we're gonna snack on this. So I saw this, I thought it was pretty interesting. This is Kroger brand of Cincinnati, Ohio. So any of your Kroger stores is going to have it. Your Fred Meyer's, your Food Lion, your what is it down here? Ralph's. They're going to have that. This is a Kroger brand. I think there are some actual Kroger groceries. I'm not quite sure. But this is Kettle Cooked backyard cheeseburger flavored potato chips. Now, I don't have high hopes of this because almost all the time, anything that is kind of a meat flavor has no meat flavoring in it, no meat whatsoever. The exception to that is if you guys are familiar with Keo brand, it's an Irish brand. Well, that would be a crisp company, not a chip company. Keo has one called Flame Grilled Irish Steak, and it actually has powdered beef in it. And it is like when you eat it, you just taste that beef. It is just amazing. So as far as like chips that are supposed to have some sort of meat flavoring in it, Keo flame grilled, no, is it Irish grilled flame? There's flame, there's steak, there's grilled, there's steak in it somewhere in some order. You can find those at Cost Plus World Market. So I suggest you do that. Those are awesome. Like my favorite meat flavored chips. This one, there's no meat in the ingredients or anything. So I don't know where they're going to get the cheeseburger flavoring, but we'll see. We'll give it a shot. I just thought it was interesting. Let's see. Kroger, best place in America to shop for your groceries. Yeah, in general, the bigger ones, because they do have a big variety of different things. I could shop there dozens of times and still come away with something interesting that I would do on the show on Kroger store. I wish Kroger was here in New Braunfels. John, you got H-E-B. H-E-B is just as good as Kroger's. I mean, then they're not going to have the Kroger brands because H-E-B is a separate chain. But H-E-B has some awesome stuff. Yeah, so they won't have this, but they have some cool stuff at H-E-B. And one of my favorite of the H-E-B stores is the H-E-B Central Market in I think there's two in in Austin. I think I used to go to the one in Lamar. I think that was the original one there's one on South Lamar, one on North Lamar, but. The Central Market, H-E-B Central Market place is awesome. Go on a Saturday, go hungry, and by the time I guarantee you, because basically the way they have that traffic flow is like it's kind of like a maze. You go in a certain direction through the store, and I promise you, by the time you get to the checkout counter, you're going to be full, just from the samples and everything. So definitely, Keo Flame Grilled Irish Steak Crisps. Thank you, Janice. Yes, that. I knew those words were in there, just wasn't sure of the order. I was actually in Cost Plus World Market yesterday, and I saw them, and I'm like, no, willpower. Got to have willpower. So I'm eating some really good smoked jalapeno hot dogs. That sounds good. What brand, Stoner, or did you make them? That would even mean better. What in the world is H-E-B? The big Kroger near the Hibachi in Knoxville is pretty cool. H-E-B is Henry E. Butts. That's literally the guy's name. Henry E. Butts is the guy who started the chain. I think somewhere around 1912, somewhere around there. I think it's that old, and it's a grocery store chain in Texas. I don't know how far in Texas they go, or if they're outside of Texas, but it is huge in Texas, and I believe they're based in San Antonio. So H-E-B is like that's the big place. That's the big grocery in Texas. So. That's H-E-B. Hey, Lenina, one in the room. Canada is here now. So I grew up in Kroger food in South Carolina. What is is there a Kroger, a particular Kroger chain in South Carolina? Why is that such a horrible name? H-E-B, Henry E. Butts. Well, there was a joke because Whole Foods was actually based in Austin, actually started in Austin. And so there was a joke going around. So they said that H-E-B, which is Henry E. Butts, is going to merge with Whole Foods, and they're going to be Henry E. Butt Whole Foods. That's the joke. Hey, Philip Gerard in the room. Okay, now we can get started. Philip's here. Okay, so before we continue, just want to let you know that we have a lot of stuff, a lot of cool collabs coming up. We have two already in the can. With Old Guy in Colorado, Tom, Old Guy in Colorado, doing another one this week. We have one from Janice Yamanaka that we did. This week we're also going to be filming with Philip Gerard, not this Philip Gerard, but the smaller version of the Philip Gerard. He might actually be taller. The younger version of Philip Gerard, let's put it that way. We're going to be filming with him this week, and we're doing another another old guy in Colorado this week, and possibly a Rob Switch this week, but we'll find out. A lot of stuff going on. Tried the poppers from the Dollar Tree, and they were really good. Oh, that's Stoner. Okay. Let's see. Did I miss anything? The first HEB is in Caryville, Texas. Yeah, I don't know how far out they are in Texas, but that was like the go-to place when I was living in Texas. Let's get started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up our beer, and then Julie can rate my pour. I don't know how this is going to come out. Again, I don't know. I mean, it has vanilla in it. It's basically an oatmeal stout, and it has coffee in it. So I'm tempted to shake it up, but I think that would go very badly because it is carbonated. Yeah, didn't go all over the place. I'm guessing it's going to be dark. It is dark. Okay. Again, having the slightest idea why they call this latte. Makes no sense whatsoever. By the way, I am using the glass that Julie gave me for my birthday, my vintage year. I didn't know what to expect, so I didn't use the glass with the bubbles in the bottom. But there we go. Wow, I still got more in that can. That's a big can. Cheers. Oh, God, that's tasty. That is tasty. I still don't know why they call it latte. It doesn't taste anything like a latte. That alone will get it a thumbs in the middle, because you have that expectation level of latte, and you're like, there's no milk in here. There's not even a milky taste, but it's delicious. This would be an awesome beer to make a beer float with. This would make an awesome beer float. I would go with the vanilla ice cream, nothing too crazy. Scoop of vanilla ice cream in there. Oh my God, it would be so good. So yeah, thumbs up. I was gonna say thumbs in the middle on the latte thing. It's just a name. I don't care. Thumbs up. It's really good beer. So, there we go. Thank you, Julie. 1 out of 10. I mean, 1 through 10. What would you rate that? That's tasty. Kroger visited most of my hometown of Columbia. Oh, Columbia, I believe is the capital. I have not been to that capital. I've been to a lot of state capitals, as we'll soon see, but I've not been to Columbia. No spillage and no big foamy thingy. So, all right. Okay, so let's get started. So I'm just going to kind of go this way and work this way. I tried to put some of the things together, like if they naturally belong together. I'm probably going to mess up on some stuff and everything, but we'll go from here. We'll go this way. Well, you know what? I'm going to actually start with the big items down the end. We'll get those out of the way. So our first item that was on Val's shelf, and this was under the top, is my Meat Parade lunchbox. This is actually a lunchbox. And I have actually used it as a lunchbox. And I got this. So the first time I saw this, there was I don't know what kind of store you would call it. It's not an antique store, but they have a lot of different things in it. The first time I saw this lunchbox was in a store in Ocean Beach, which is in San Diego. And I saw this in the window, and I go, Meat Parade. Oh, look at that. Look at all the happy, sausages and meats and bacon and everything in the parade, marching off to their final delicious death. I just thought this was so cool, and I regretted not getting it. But we made a trip to, and Julie, correct me if I'm wrong. I think maybe you were here when I got this. We went to Archie McPhee's in Seattle, Washington. Archie, if you have not been to Archie McPhee's, you know of Archie McPhee's. They're the ones that do the mask with the horse's head and stuff. Usually it's the like the weird flavored candy canes and everything. So Archie McPhee's they're like the Smith Johnson catalog, the modern times Smith Johnson catalog. It's just kind of a cool, crazy place. We did a trippy food episode at Archie McPhee's, so check that out. You can see what the place is like inside. It's like it's just a zany, crazy, magical wonderland. that they had the lunchbox, and I got the lunchbox while I was there. So that's the first item here, is my Meat Parade lunchbox. Yes. So Julie, you were there. That's right. On one of Julie's visits when we lived in Oregon. Now this one, I think it was last year, if I'm not mistaken, last year's Independence Day episode. And this is a tiny Weber grill. And as we found out, it is a functional tiny Weber grill. This was a gift from John Debney, who's still here, I hope. Maybe he left, I don't know. I saw this and John says, do you want that? You take that, but make sure you cook something on it. So like I did, and it was our I want to say it was our 4th of July of our Independence Day episode last year. So check that out. You can actually see this Weber grill in use. But I think it was Tiny Val's backyard cookout or something like that. So tiny Weber grill. Thank you, John Debney. Then one of our other big items, this is obviously a Wienermobile. Now, check out, we did a Wienermobile episode in Portland, Oregon. And so after I finished filming, I was interviewing she calls herself, her whole name. I don't know her real name or her whole name, but she calls herself Alexandog, because any of the people who drive the actual Wienermobile, they have these like hot dog themed names, you know, something that like a pun or something that goes along with hot dog or mustard or something along those lines. So afterwards, after we finished filming, she said, "Hey, we usually give a special gift to people, you know, to people who, you know, nice people who come in, and, you know, whatever, blah blah blah." And she says, "We'd like to give you this," and they actually signed it. So it was Alexandog and Pepper Jackie Cheese, not their real names. And this one's actually a bank. So a Wienermobile bank, a gift from Alexandog after doing the Wienermobile episode in Portland, Oregon. Let's see, we got a couple of big items left. We have this, and we're not going to get political, so don't even start. So this is a Barack Obama. You press the button, and it sounds like somebody imitating his voice saying, you know, Barack Obama quotes. This I got in Washington, D.C. in January of 2009 for Obama's inauguration. So Claudia and I, because it was a historical event, it was a historical event. Claudia and I went to the inauguration, and this was what we brought back with us. This is a little, should have a bobblehead. That's just me though. So that was, I remember exactly when that was, January of 2009. Let's see, did I miss anything? I did not see. You will love Columbia, South Carolina. I will, and I'm going to actually get out there. I will get out there. Let's see. Did you ever used to embarrass your kids, or was that your wife's job? Oh, no. I asked Julie. Julie, please explain to Kaylee, the Pokemon Master, if I've ever embarrassed my kids. So that way you can ask my kids. Do you remember a Handy Andy grocery store? I do not. Where was that? I don't remember a Handy Andy grocery store. I still think it's cool that my high school marching band played in Obama's first inauguration. That is cool. That is a cool thing. It was history. It was historic. No matter what you think of him as a president, and we're not going to get into that right now, it still was a historic event, and so we wanted to be at that. See, she's honest. She's on, and Julie, thank you. I knew you would be honest about that. Yes, Philip, I realize you lived in South Carolina right now, but I don't know that John King knows that you lived in South Carolina right now. But so now John King knows that you live in South Carolina. So. Let's see. Did you ever sign any Yanni or Weird Al autograph? I didn't sign any, but I did. I was mistaken for not Weird Al so much, but Yanni all the time. And so in some cities, people walk up to you and are like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but you look so much like Yanni," you know. And certainly, New York City is very, very different. And we're going to get to New York City when, you know, through here, because we get some New York City stuff. New York City is a different planet And I can remember like walking down the street in New York, and people like they'd be walking towards me, and it'd be like Yanni. They just yell out Yanni, and they just keep on walking. Don't stop, don't look or anything. They just like they walk towards me and go Yanni, and they just keep on walking. So that happened to me multiple times in New York, which I thought was hilarious. Not like, oh, excuse me, sir, but you look a bit late. It's just like, Yanni, done. You know, efficiency at its utmost. Efficiency. That's what it's all about. She's worried I'm going to die of SIDS. In fact, my 30th birthday is next September. Oh, well, yeah. We hope you don't. So that's good. But no, Stoner, never signed any autographs. There was another time where I was mistaken for Frank Zappa like 3 times in the same night. And the third time they said, are you Frank Zappa? And I was just so tired of it. I called, yes, I am Frank Zappa. Let's see. Oh, and then the last big item. And these were off the other shelves. Like this one at the top and everything. This is the Crystal Skull, the Crystal Skull, one of the worst Indiana Jones movies ever. But this is a crystal skull, and this held bone rattler hot sauce. So imagine this was full of hot sauce. And actually, I think we actually in one of the episodes, I think it's in What's in Val's Fridge. I think in that episode we actually used the bone rattler hot sauce. So that's when this had hot sauce in it. Now it has bottle caps in it. So when I open up a bottle or something if it's an unusual or different bottle cap, maybe it's a plain bottle cap, I don't care. But if it's an unusual or different bottle cap, then we usually save that, which is why we went to using Richard Simmons instead of Ariel, because Ariel pokes a hole in the top of the cap. But yeah, just a whole bunch of different bottle caps from a lot of the beverages that you've seen me drink. And by the way, Ariel and Richard Simmons are off in Aruba right now. They're enjoying their vacation, although Ariel may, swim back away, so we don't know. But hopefully they'll be back. Let's see. Okay, there's talking. When Val was young, he had long, wavy black hair. Well, younger. My hair length has varied over the years. So it's like, it's gone. So it depends on what period you're actually talking about. But yeah, when I was younger, when I was in a band, as you guys have seen in the Notice video, my hair was down to like, if you can imagine this being in the back, down to about there. And I had a mustache too, so you wouldn't recognize me today. Ever try Crystal Skull vodka? The trivia question, what celebrity is part of the company? You know what? I know this, but I forget this. I have not tried the vodka. I know that it comes in the little bottles with a little stem on the top of it. I've actually seen it. I have not tried it. What celebrity is part of the company? I'm going to say Jack Black, and I'm probably going to be wrong. So Philip, tell us who the celebrity is part of the company. Now, hey, Philip's asking the trivia questions now, so that's good. At least we have trivia. Yes, Julie is absolutely right about that. But that's embarrassing too, isn't it? Falling down a manhole. If I'm with you out there and I fall down a manhole, that would be embarrassing. However, there's an equal chance that you will fall down that manhole as well. So, Frank Zappa also voiced the Pope in an episode of Ren and Stimpy. Wow, that's interesting. 100% he was Captain Hook. Yes, that too. There's a whole list. Public supermarket. Yeah, that's. I know they're in Florida. I don't know how far else in the South is, and I know that Publix is huge in Florida. I've been to many a Publix. As a matter of fact, on what birthday was that? My 49th birthday, maybe my 50th, 51st birthday. I can't remember. My other child, Allie, bought me a little piece of cake from Publix supermarket, so that was fun. Robin Williams wanted to appear on Ren and Stimpy, but John Kay was a jerk about declining Robin's request. I think John Kay was a jerk about a lot of stuff. I think. Oh, Dan Aykroyd. Okay, I think I knew that, but I just couldn't remember. Stimpy, there's something in my ear. Get it out. What is it? Okay, so we covered the big stuff. Let's have some more sip of this delicious beer. Let's open a snack. Let's do that. I'm going to open these, and these are the Kroger Kettle Cooked Backyard Cheeseburger flavored potato chips with no meat. Doodle back in the room. Oh, look at he's just being little Doodle down there. I think he wants more chicken. If you're into celebrity alcohol, try the 3-Chord Bourbon. It is made by Neil Giraldo. Wow. What is the one? What is the one that it's a gin? And I don't know if it's made by, but I know he's a spokesman for it. I think he might own the company. I think it may be Aviator Gin, and it is who's the Deadpool guy? Why does it not come into me right now? The Deadpool guy. Who's the Deadpool guy? Ryan Reynolds. Thank you, Kaylee. Yes, Ryan Reynolds. I think he might own Aviation Gin, but I'm not sure. But I know he's like a spokesman for it and everything. And I think there's something where he has this kind of rivalry going with Hugh Jackman, I think, but I don't know if that's about the gin or not. It might be something else. My birthday is next month. Well, John King, happy early birthday. Remind us as we get closer. It does not smell like cheeseburger. Maybe like the bun. All right, let's try this. They're a little stale. That's going to be points off right there. Hey, Rob Switch Reviews. Rob, I was talking about you earlier about possibly filming with you this week. Are we going to film with you possibly this week? Have you gotten the object that we were looking for, or that you were looking for? I'm not getting cheeseburger at all. First of all, it should be cheesier. It's not cheese. Not. See if cheese is even an ingredient. Vegetable oil, corn, cottonseed sunflower oil, or canola oil. They can't make up their mind. Seasoning: whey powder, buttermilk powder, tomato powder, corn, maltodextrin, brown sugar, onion powder, natural flavor, salt, vinegar powder, sunflower oil, cheddar cheese powder, spice, acacia gum, sugar. Well, they're a little bit light on the cheese. This gets a thumb down. It's not a bad chip. It is stale, and it tastes nothing like a cheeseburger. Very disappointing. But that's our only snack. No, it's not. We do have some other snacks that will be a lot of fun. Hey, Bob in the room. REA Junior Music. Welcome, Bob. Good to see you again. Let's see. Did I miss anything here? Nope. John King. I was going to say, why does John King sound familiar? Isn't John King the bass player for a Level 42? And you're going to be 42 years old. That's funny, I think. But John King is Canadian. If it's John King, is it John King, the bass player for Level 42? Am I mistaken? Yeah, these chips are disappointing. However, I did find this, and maybe we can save these. So this is Tabasco, obviously. Tabasco, for those who don't know, is made with Tabasco peppers, and Tabasco peppers are from Mexico. But the company that makes Tabasco, the McElhaney Brothers, is it? McElhaney, what is it? McElhaney something. I thought I had that written down. I did. McElhaney Company. The McElhaney Company is from Avery Island, Louisiana, and they grow Tabasco peppers on Avery Island. So it's a brand name, but it's also the name of the pepper that they use for that. It's not really, really, really high on the capsaicin level. But this I thought was interesting because this is Tabasco brand Scorpion pepper sauce. And so the funny thing is that I would think it'd just be made with scorpion peppers, but basically they add scorpion pepper to the regular. So the ingredients say scorpion pepper, distilled vinegar, sugar, guava puree, pineapple. That's odd. Why do they have to sweeten it up like that? salt, guava powder, pineapple powder, and Tabasco brand pepper sauce. So basically, they're adding a scorpion sauce to the Tabasco pepper sauce. That's kind of a cool bottle. That's kind of cool. So we're going to try this on those chips. Look at the expiration dates on the chips. Good idea. You're all right. Expiration date. Here it is. Let's see. Best used by June 2nd, 2021. That's a month away. That's too bad. I mean, they're not expired, but they're kind of stale. Can you use your words, Dad? Okay, so we are going to try this. It says seriously extra hot, and I seriously doubt it. But we'll see. We'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Hi, Doodle. Like I need another hot sauce. I got a refrigerator full of hot sauce. I got to go through them. It doesn't even smell hot. But I got that little plug in the end. I got to get rid of that. Do you like Roller Coaster's brother? Roller Coaster's brother. I don't know what Roller Coaster's brother is. Unless you're asking somebody else something specific. It doesn't. The name does not sound familiar. What is that, John King? No difference. We will have a chip with this Scorpion Tabasco sauce on it, and then we will continue on our way. You know what's going to happen, don't you? I'm going to shake this, and it's like it's not coming out, and then all of a sudden, all over the place, because that's how I roll. Oh, there we go. There's one drop. No, we need more than that. If I had a toothpick, I'd get that started. Julie, you mean it'd be funnier if I forgot to take the cap off? Oh, you mean when I shook it? Yeah, that would be funny. That's true. Hey, welcome, No Man. Ha! Yeah. Took me by surprise. Oh, that's got a kick. I take back everything I said about you, Tabasco sauce. Here we go. Looks like ketchup. It doesn't mess around. Holy crap, that is not Tabasco sauce. I mean, it's not Tabasco hot. There's some heat there. If I'm not mistaken, Scorpion is about the same capsaicin level as habanero, I think. Wow, that's hot. Flavor-wise, I don't know. I mean, seems like a lot of heat, and I mean, but there's pineapple in there, there's guava in there. I should be tasting that, and I really don't. So it's just it's mostly pain. That's unfortunate. It's not bad though. I mean, like if you just want to spice something up, bring some heat. Maybe a little bit of that in a pot of chili. I got the capsaicin hiccups now. That's not fun. Who said no hiccups? Now I have hiccups. Yeah. Yeah, so that's some serious stuff right there. Whoa. Got to get rid of that. Holy cow. Yes, John King, I do like to ride roller coasters. Here's what I'm going to do. Just to kind of get rid of that, the chips aren't helping. That's fun. That's bizarre. Welcome to the room, fryer truck. I got that hot sauce at Cost Plus World Market. They had a lot of them there. So I think, I haven't seen it in grocery stores yet, but they did have it at Cost Plus World Market, which is where I got that. No Man Land, you are a troublemaker. The best fries from In-N-Out are probably from McDonald's. But we won't go there. That's okay. All right. So let's go. Let's start going through some of our other items here. We'll work our way this way and this way. You can't see the ones that are right here. Now, for the South Carolinians, whatever somebody from South Carolina calls themselves, you will like this one. So this is a bag of she crab soup mix. Now, if you're wondering what she crab soup is, we did an episode on she crab soup at 82 Queen in Charleston, South Carolina. I think, Julie, you were there. You filmed that one. I thought you were in it originally, but then I realized that you filmed it. But you did get to try it afterwards, which is cool. So at 82 Queen, they do, I think this one is from, no, this one is not from 82 Queen. This one is from Goa Gourmet. And basically, it is a packet that of, I'm not going to make this only because this packet is probably maybe like 10 years old, maybe even older. But it is all the fixins for she crab soup, with the exception of the she crab. And that's what makes that difficult. Is a she crab is a specific type of crab that you find in the Charleston area, and it has to be made with the female because it has the roe in it, which flavors the soup. But you can buy these packets where if you have your she crab, you can make your own she crab soup. Let's see, she crab instructions. Put a cup of hot water in the pot and stir this bag. I'm not like affecting an accent. That's how it's written. In real good. Add a can of crab meat, fresh if you done crabbing. And again, it's not she crab soup unless it's a female crab that has the roe. Turn the stove on high and get this pot to boiling. Then simmer about 35 minutes. This stuff is too good. It'll serve 4 or more, but it doesn't have crab meat in it. So you can fake it out by using crab meat, but you got to use a female crab that has the roe, the eggs in it, and that's how they make she crab soup. So something South Carolina. The soup and the shrimp and grits were so dang good. Tell me about it. And weren't they? I mean, really. What is my favorite pizza? My favorite pizza. That's a tough one. I think there's a place here in LA called Lucifer's Pizza, and they do a prosciutto and pumpkin pizza, and I think this probably is one of my favorites. I also like the deep dish whole wheat crust pizza. I don't think I have extra toppings on it from Gino's East in Chicago. I like that one. I like the Greek pizza at Bob. Help me out here. What's the name of the place in Medford that we went to? The Greek pizza place in Medford. I always forget the name of it, but that's one of my go-tos for Greek pizza. I like Santarpio's in East Boston. I don't like what's the one everyone makes a big deal out of in Boston that I really don't like at all. Regina's. Don't like Regina's at all, but Santarpio's really like that. Apparently, I like the one in East Boston, but apparently there's a big difference between the one in East Boston and the one in Danvers or Peabody, somewhere up on Route 1 North. Apparently, there's a big difference, but I like the one in East Boston. So I don't know. That kind of makes it sound like I don't have a favorite pizza, but I have a lot of favorite pizzas. And there you go. Put a winky face in, Val. I'm kidding. I know you despise them. I know you do. I think you were probably on that. We got into a heated argument with a bunch of people. I think it was maybe 2 or 3 live streams ago. We started talking about it and everything. And I was willing to keep on talking about it, but I think people started getting tired of it. And they were like, let's change the subject. Let's go on to something else that was funny. No Ray's Pizza. Philip, it's gone. It's gone. Ray's Pizza is gone. They've been closed since like 2012. It's not there anymore. So yeah, I would say it's my favorite, or it's one of my favorites, but they're not there anymore. Can't get it anymore. It's gone. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. If you watch the movie Elf, when Santa is talking to Buddy before Buddy goes to New York, and he goes, and another thing, there's like 1,000 Ray's Pizza, but the one you want to go to is the one on 6th and 11th. And he's absolutely right. That is the Ray's Pizza. It was amazing. It was one slice of Ray's Famous That's all you need. You don't need multiple slices. You don't need like one slice of Ray's Famous where the ingredients are cooked into the cheese. And I got to stop talking about it. All right, moving on. So these next ones are from the Boston area. And I think all of these were gifts from Julie. So Julie, you'll remember these. Oh, thanks for bringing that up, Julie. Yes, Pepe's White Clam Pizza, of course. Yes, I mean, is it White Clam? Pepe's, Frank Pepe's in New Haven, Connecticut. Oh my God, bring that one up. Now we just muddied the waters again. So yeah, Frank Pepe's in New Haven, Connecticut. We ordered pizza for dinner. My tummy's ready. I think I want pizza for dinner now. So this is our first item. And so this will be a trivia question. So this is I'll call it a vehicle. This is a vehicle in a public place in a major city in the United States. So extra points. And Julie, you can't play because I know you know the answer to this one. What is this? Somebody tell me what this is. So it was a gift from Julie. And the clue is it's from Boston. So somebody tell me what this is. This one's made out of wood. The little flagpole thing in the front broke off. I have to fix that. But that's one of the items off the shelf. Anybody? Nobody? A Love Boat. Yes, the Love Boat. Yeah, I guess it's pretty public though. You know, you probably don't want to do anything questionable on this boat. Yes, Janice, it is a swan boat. So this is one of the swan boats from Boston Public Gardens. There's a man-made pond in Boston Public Gardens, and there's a guy who sits back here. I don't think it's pedal operated. It might be motorized. I don't know. It could be pedal operated, and then people just sit in the seats, and it goes around the pond. A lot of fun. So thank you, Julie. Swan boat in Boston Commons. Not in. Wait, hang on a second. Is it Boston Commons? No, I don't think it is Boston Commons. I think it's in the Public Gardens. So I know Janice will look that up, and Janice will know. Is it in the Public Gardens or is it in the Commons? Most people don't distinguish that because the Public Gardens are across the street, literally across the street from Boston Common. Boston Common, by the way, trivia question. Boston, but I'll just say it. Boston Common originally started out as a grazing ground for Bostonians to bring their cattle to graze. And that's why if you look at downtown Boston, where Boston Common is in the middle of downtown Boston, that's why all the roads kind of go like this, because those roads are basically paved cow paths where they used to take their cattle down to Boston Common to graze. So another little known and even less cared about fact. I think I want to say it's either the Patriots Day episode or Memorial Day episode. We actually went to Boston Common because we were doing the Boston Massacre. So we did an episode where you actually got to see Boston Common. But I'm pretty sure it's a public garden. Public Gardens. That's what I thought. Not that anyone brought it up, but Blackie's Hot Dogs in Cheshire, Connecticut relish is the bomb. Well, Friar Tuck, next time I am in Connecticut, I'm going to have to check that out. So also in Connecticut, the originator of the hamburger as a sandwich commercially available. I guess I have to specify that because I'm sure hamburgers were around a lot longer than that. Lewis's Lunch in New Haven, and also Ted's Restaurant in Meriden, Connecticut, inventor of the steamed cheeseburger. Both of those are Trippy Food episodes, so check that out. Stoner's Pizza Joint, Columbia, South Carolina is awesome. All these, throw them out there if you get them, and then when we go to those places, we're going to check them out. One of my favorite places in the Charleston area, I don't know if they're outside of there, is Jack's. I think it's called Jack's Cosmic Dog, and they do like slaw dogs, similar to West Virginia slaw dogs, but they do them there. Those are really good too. So, just throwing it out there. All right, so we are still in Boston. Trivia question. This is a very historic building. It is in Salem, Massachusetts. Count the tops of the buildings, the top of the building. And this was made famous in a story by whom? Yada, yada, yada. Who was the one that wrote the story? Why can't I remember that? It's from a famous story. Anyways, anyone recognize that? In Salem, Massachusetts? The House of the Seven Gables. It wasn't Nathaniel Hawthorne. Who wrote that? Who wrote House of the Seven Gables? Now, I'm asking myself a trivia question now. Anyways, again, this was a gift from Julie. Interesting but stupid on the street layout in Boston. Yeah, tell me about it. And I fell down the stairs in a school trip there. Well, they are very narrow stairs too, so you can't be completely. The swan boats are featured in a children's book called Make Way for Ducklings. You are not allowed to live in the Boston area or Massachusetts without knowing Make Way for Ducklings. As a matter of fact, in the public gardens, Janice, extra points if you know the names of all the ducklings. There was like Mac, Quack, they're all rhymed with quack. They actually have little bronze statues of the ducks right there next to the pond. So yeah, Make Way for Ducklings is like you're not allowed to grow up in the Boston area without knowing Make Way for Ducklings. Absolutely right. If you get into the Albany, New York area, get some hot dog Charlies, please. I absolutely will. Okay, so also, as long as we're still in Boston, this is the Custom House. For the longest time, it was the tallest building in Boston. It was built in 1847. Everything's old up there. It was built in 1847. It's immediately recognizable on the Boston skyline. And I think sometimes there's an observatory up the top here. You can actually go to the observatory. So another gift from Julie. And then last and certainly not least, as long as we're talking about whatever these things are, these wooden stand-up thingies, okay, you guys have seen this before. We have talked about this before. This has actually been a trivia question. This is the Union Oyster House, opened in 1826 in Boston, Massachusetts. It is the oldest continuously operating restaurant in the United States. So Union Oyster House, another little wooden stand-up thingy. And as long as we're on the subject of Union Oyster House, there's a little, what do they make this out of? Like plastic maybe, or something? It feels heavy, like some sort of composite or something. Little tiny Union Oyster House. So if we ever shrink down to ant sized, we'd be able to enjoy that Union Oyster House. The weirdest name was Whack. Yeah, that's Whack. That's crazy. 2 grilled cheese sandwiches. Hang on a second. RJ's Diner in Devine, Texas is awesome. It has a burger that is built between two grilled cheese sandwiches. John, check out our episode that we did at Brunch Box in Portland, Oregon. They have something similar. I think they call it the Redonka. What is it? Redonkadonk or something like that. I think that's what they call it, and it is 2 grilled cheese sandwiches with a burger in between it. So I imagine it's similar, but we'll have to check that one out too. Nathaniel Hawthorne. Okay, great, thank you. Weird fact, Herman Melville was in love with Hawthorne. That is a weird fact. Herman Melville, for those who don't know, was the author of Moby Dick. Don't go there. All right, so now we're working our way this way. We're out of Boston. This is a crab. So when you think of famous places that where it might be crab, Chesapeake Bay would be a famous place that has crab, although that would be blue crab. This is definitely not a blue crab. Dungeness crab. San Francisco is famous for Dungeness crab, but really, in the northwest, from San Francisco all the way up into Oregon and probably even Washington, Dungeness crab is a big thing there. Stone crab in Florida. Stone crab is a big thing. This is just a red crab, and this is from Delaware. And I know I don't immediately think of crab when I think of Delaware, but when you're looking for a souvenir from Delaware, this is sometimes the only game in town. So little crab thing from Delaware. You usually don't want to bring crabs from vacation. Well, it depends on where. Depends on where you're vacationing. Oyster. Yeah, you're right. Union Oyster House. Okay, so then keeping in the nautical vein, we have a turtle from Key West. This is not a real turtle. It is not it's a plastic turtle, so don't worry about it. It has a magnet on it, so it sticks on the top. This is from Key West, Florida. I've been to Key West twice. Once Allie and I took a road trip when they were living in in Florida, visited them in Florida, and we made a road trip down to Key West. And that was the first time. And then Claudia and I went on a cruise, and one of the stops was in Key West. So we spent some time in Key West as well. So that was a souvenir for Key West, little turtle. Hey, Snorkel in the room. Welcome, Snorkel. Joe's Crab Shack. John, I don't like Joe's. I don't know if you do. I don't like Joe's Crab Shack. Now, Joe's Crab Shack is part of the Landry's chain. Who was it we were talking about? Who was from New Braunfels? I do not like Landry's. Their food is always overcooked. Their vegetables are mushy. Their fish tastes like it's frozen. Never liked Landry's. Now, there used to be a restaurant, it probably still is, called Willie G's in Houston. It was really good. I used to love going to Willie G's whenever I would go to Houston. And then they got bought by Landry's, and they totally changed. And then the last time I'd been there, it was not good. So yeah. But Joe's Crab Shack is a Landry's restaurant. I can't say that I've eaten there because the fact that it's a Landry's restaurant kind of turned me off to it. Maybe it's good. I don't know, but I don't think so. All right. Next is is this little I'm going to say guy, girl. I'm not sure. This is made of terracotta, just like clay. And it's just a Native American figure with a pot. And I believe we got this at Acoma Pueblo when Claudia and I went out to New Mexico for our anniversary one year. And we went to Acoma Pueblo. We went to Taos, Santa Fe, Albuquerque, and Roswell. And so that's where we got this. So Acoma Pueblo is I think it like Taos, it's about 1,000 years old. So the Pueblo Indians, they built these adobe structures, and they've stood for, they've probably been rebuilt sometimes, but they've stood for about 1,000 years. So yeah, that's where we got this. We went to T-Rex at Diz Springs in Orlando, a Landry's place. One of those places comes alive while eating places. Yeah, but how was it? Was it good? Was it any good? Because Landry's place, food was meh. Yeah, that's Landry's. So sorry about that, Jules. More beer. That is good. These are interesting. So 10 points, which doesn't get counted anyways, for anybody who recognizes what these are. Not specific to these particular ones, but you know what these are patterned after, I guess is the correct thing. It's something very historic. There's a story behind it. Does anyone recognize what these are? You should try Krause's Cafe and Beer Garden here in New Braunfels. Awesome German food and beer on tap. There used to be a really good German restaurant up on I-35 in North Austin. What was the name of that place? I can't remember the name of the place. It was really good. Yes, Kaylee, the Pokemon Master, you are absolutely correct. These are terracotta soldiers. Now, terracotta soldiers, I know I wrote this down. The Terracotta Army is a collection of sculptures depicting the armies of Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of China. It is a form of funerary art buried with the emperor in between 2010 and 2009 BC, with the purpose of protecting the emperor in his afterlife. They were discovered in 1974 by local farmers in Lintong County outside Xi'an, China. Estimates from 2007 were that the 3 pits containing the Terracotta Army held more than 8,000 soldiers, 130 chariots with 520 horses, and 150 cavalry horses. So you can imagine, and they were not this size, they were life size. They were life size, these terracotta statues. Like 4,000? 8,000 of these. And so we got these at the Asian Art Museum of San Francisco. So Claudia and I were in San Francisco. This was in 2013. We were in San Francisco. Saw the Asian Art Museum, said, no, let's check out the Asian Art Museum. And they had a special exhibit where they had some of the terracotta soldiers that they brought over from China. It was on a moving exhibit. And so that's where I got these, at the Asian Art Museum of San Francisco, while they had the terracotta soldiers display. Chinese terracotta warriors. Yes, also called terracotta warriors as well. China or Mongolian soldiers. China, Lynn. Because I own some. You own some of these, or you own some of the full-size ones, Kaylee? because I imagine the full size ones. Terracotta is heavy. All right, let's see what else do we have in this area. This is a stone. I just like the stone because of the the patterns in it. As he breaks his computer, I like the patterns in that stone. This I believe was from San Simeon, California, from the beach in San Simeon, California. I just thought it was really interesting. There you go. This is an Oscar Mayer Wiener Whistle. It's a Wiener Whistle, and I got this at the same time. I got the big Wienermobile that I showed you earlier. Shh, shh, shh. That's it. One note. Shh. Well, there's a hole. I wonder. That does absolutely nothing. That does absolutely nothing. Shh. You need both holes. One note. Have you been to Asia? I have not been to Asia. I would be like a kid in a candy store in Asia. I would not want to come home if I went to Asia. So, Philip, if you're buying, I'm flying. This is a clam, and I know this was on the shelf. This is a clam. This particular clam is from Vancouver, British Columbia. So there's a little inlet. It's not a lake. It's like part of where the ocean comes in, and there's like a lot of beach area on there. And I just found this clam there in Vancouver, British Columbia, and I liked it, so I brought it home. That's all. That's the only thing that's about that story. Good evening, Dan. Good to see you again. Beautiful day in Erie County. What is everyone up to? Myself got the cows' water tub down in the field and hook up the spring for the summer. Ah, lucky cows. Dan, it's good to see you again. Welcome. Do you like German beer? I like all kinds of beer. It depends on the beer. I don't know if we've. Yeah, we did a German beer. We did the. I can't remember the name of it, but it's a smoked beer, a German smoked beer. We did one on one of the live streams. It was really, really good. Can't remember the name of it though. You would love it. I would love Asia. That's what I'm saying. Asia. Right now, it's kind of not really. Can't really go. This is what, like when you're in Montana and you're looking for a souvenir to bring back. This is what they have. It's a bear with the word Montana on it, made out of wood. It's carved, probably laser carved, I would imagine. So this was on a road trip that I did to Montana, and there were 3 episodes that came out of it. One was Lincoln's $50,000 silver dollar bar, which is this bar where there's silver dollars all over the place. Silver dollars embedded in the walls, on the bar, etc. So there we have a Trippy Food episode there. The Berkeley Pit. 10 points for anybody who can tell me what the nickname of the Berkeley Pit is. Now, we did a Trippy Food episode on the Berkeley Pit. Tell me what the nickname of the Berkeley Pit is. And we did Rocky Mountain Oysters at Stacy's Steakhouse in Gallatin Gateway, Montana. And all I came away, I went to Montana and all I got was this stupid wooden bear that says Montana on it. So, there we go. Chloe wants to visit Japan at some point in time. I don't blame her. I would love to visit Japan at some point in time. Corona beer? Wait, hang on a second. Was that an answer to a question, John? Corona beer? I don't really like Corona. Well, I take that back. So Rob Switch, if you're still there, Rob and I reviewed the Corona Familiar. So if you're familiar with Corona beer, anything that you have to take like a wedge of lime or lemon and put it in there to help the taste isn't worth drinking. But the Familiar was really good. So yeah, there you go. Schlenkerla. Yes, you're absolutely right, Stoner. Thank you very much. That is the smoked German beer that we did on one of the live streams. We'll do a couple more, and then we'll go to we'll do the ramune. So these are empty cans. Some of them are empty, and some of them are food. So this one you'll recognize. I say this can because this was a limited time only thing. You will never find this in any grocery store. This was Spam limited edition pumpkin spice, and that's why I saved the can. These things are nice for pencil holders and stuff. You got to clean them out, but they're nice for like pencil holders and stuff. This we did. I think it was a pumpkin spice roundup. Let's see. Give you the year. Yes, it was the 2019 pumpkin spice roundup that we did with Matt Zion, and we had the pumpkin spice Spam. So I'm sure you're wondering, what does pumpkin spice Spam taste like? It sounds like 2 horrible things put together, but if you would like to find out, then go and watch the 2019 pumpkin spice roundup, and you'll see what this pumpkin spice Spam tastes like. The nickname is the richest hill on earth. The nickname of, what did I miss? Janice? The richest hill on earth. The nickname of what, Janice? I got sidetracked here. We'll do a couple more of these, and then we'll go on to our ramune. This was a gift from Janice Yamanaka. So this was, I hate that you can't see that. There we go. That better? This is Campbell's cream of bacon soup. I saved this can because you can't find it anywhere. Janice, I don't know if Janice, it's called the Berkeley Pit, but what is the nickname of the Berkeley Pit? What is the nickname of the Berkeley Pit? So this is Campbell's cream of bacon soup. It was a limited time only thing, very, very hard to find. And then one day Janice called me up and said, "Hey, I found cream of bacon soup. Do you want some?" I'm like, "Yeah." So she grabbed me I think it was 3 cans of this. And we did an episode where we cooked a bowl of Campbell's cream of bacon soup. So save the can only because I don't know if they'll ever bring it back. I was told, and I don't know if this is true or not. Lynn, maybe you can answer this question, or resolve this for us. I was told they've had this in Canada for some time, and they still do. So I don't know if that's true or not, but Campbell's cream of bacon soup. I love the German beer Warsteiner. I have not had that, but now it's going to go on my bucket list, so we will try that. Do you have any tattoos, Val? I do not have any tattoos. I waited too long, and then it just didn't seem to make sense. If I got a tattoo, I would do one of two things: either a dragon somewhere, like maybe here, maybe on the back, I don't know, or on the arm. I would get a generic tattoo that said tattoo. So because that's how I roll. But I think I've waited too long, and I don't know. It doesn't make sense right now. Flights from LAX to Hong Kong are $500 to $600. That's it. Oh wow. Val, you should do a live stream with Ken Domick. Hey, do me a favor, call or talk to Ken Domick, and ask him if he'd be willing to do a review with me, because he doesn't know who I am. I would do a live stream. Well, it would be hard to do a live stream with him, but to do some collaboration or something, I'd love to do a collaboration with Ken Domick. But again, he doesn't know who I am. So, yes, we do have it. Yeah, I was told, Lynn, I don't remember who told me. I think it was maybe somebody on the trips told me about that. And they said, yeah, we have that up in Canada. So they tried it here. I don't know, maybe it was not a big thing or anything, but still I'm not finding it around. I could see you with a durian tattoo. Yeah, that's a thing too, Stoner. I'll keep that in mind. Last one, and then we'll go on to our ramune. So this is the box that the Pocky One Chip Challenge came out of, and I want to say it was the 2019 One Chip Challenge. Yes, it was the 2019. So what they do is, because you do it once, what's the big deal, right? So they change the formula every year, so it makes you go out and buy another one. If you bought it online, it came with a bunch of stuff, bumper sticker or something like that, and I think it was like close to $20 or something. But then the last time they were doing them, I think it was last year, I think they were like, you could go into a 7-Eleven and get one of these. And I don't remember how much it was. It was cheaper. It was like maybe $9, $10, something along those lines. So that was it. Came with this little fold-out thing. I survived the One Chip Challenge. I even saved the wrapper that it came in. I don't know why, but it's not going to go bad or rot. We did a Trippy Food episode on the packing one chip challenge. I think it's Pocky, I'm not sure. One Chip Challenge, and Matt Zion was in the episode, but he didn't actually do the One Chip Challenge because he'd already done that. So yeah, check that out, and you can see how we reacted to the Pocky One Chip Challenge. That's a chip that burns twice. Yes, it does. Down, down, down in a burning ring of fire. All right, so we said that. Let's try our ramune now. So again, if you remember last week, we did something that called itself ramune. It said ramune bottle, ramu bottle, and but it was not a ramune bottle because A, it wasn't made out of glass. B, it did not have a little glass marble in it. And again, just as a recap, the carbonation in the ramune pushes that glass bead up. So if you try to open it and start drinking it, you can't, because that glass bead is up on the top, or marble as they call it, is pushed up at the top. So you take the top, push the top down, push the marble into the bottle, and then drink it. So that's what we're going to do right now. For your very much listening and viewing pleasure, the real deal ramune. If we can only get this open. I should always have like a sharp knife or something. I'm using scissors. I'm probably going to cut my finger off because that's how I roll. So we're like, let's see. Yeah, we're almost mid. We're a little bit more than midstream. So let me ask you guys what you think. Do you like this? What we're doing? Do you like going over the little souvenirs and just trying a couple of snacks and everything? Is this working for you guys? Is this too boring? Is this crazy? You know, are you enjoying this? Because if you are not, I mean, we're going to finish this today, obviously. If you are enjoying this and you want me to continue, then next week we'll do that shelf. And if not, you know, we'll find something else to do. So they have those at they have these at Market Basket. Well, they probably do because I actually got this at Ralph's, which is our local well, I had too much beer. Our local Kroger store. Thank you. All right. So the idea is you take that little kind of pointed thing down there, you push down on it, and it pushes the marble into the bottle. There we go. And now we should be able to drink this. And again, I was going to put this in a glass and everything, but A, it's glass. You can already see what it looks like. And B, the idea is to do it like this. Now, I did a challenge on reckless eating. This was years ago. I think there were maybe four of us that had never had ramune before, and Matt challenged us. So he said, okay, here's the ramune. So whoever can open it and drink it the fastest wins. And so everybody was like trying to figure out how to do. They were pushing their tongue in the bottle and everything. Nobody knew that you just push the top down to get that little marble to go down. But here we go. And see that the little marble rolling. I'm trying to figure out. There's got to be some sort of opening there. Oh no, I see. I thought it was like a separate glass. So what's happening is because the bottle is narrow like this, it keeps the marble from going all the way down. So that marble's, you can see a good view of that. That marble rolling. They call it marble. It's a glass bead. I guess marble's okay. Hey, the Trips in the room. We were just talking about your ears must have been burning. Which Trips do we have here today? All three of you? That would be cool. But you know, that's okay. Yeah, we were just talking about because what were we talking about? We were talking about Campbell's cream of bacon soup. This is obviously in the empty can because we did an episode on it. But I thought maybe it was one of you guys that said that you guys still have this cream of bacon soup in Canada, and we only had it for a short period of time and very hard to find. I don't even can't find it now. So was that you guys that were telling me about that you guys have this in Canada? I don't remember. You should do a Burger King mukbang live stream. Well, I would, John, but that would involve eating at Burger King. So that's not going to happen. You know, come up with something more interesting or creative, we'll do that. But I don't want to have to eat a whole bunch of food at Burger King. I mean, if they have something unusual going on, yeah, I'll definitely do that. But yeah, no. I'm not going to do a McDonald's mukbang either. So I don't know if you're just like having fun with me or what. But yeah. Oh, just Steve. Well, there's no such thing as just Steve. So welcome, Steve. Steve from the Trips. Here we go. Strawberry flavored ramen. I just like that little sound of that little bead rolling around in there. Strawberry flavored ramen. Tastes like Kool-Aid. Tastes like carbonated Kool-Aid. It's not even that carbonated. It tastes like either like Kool-Aid or like have you ever you know the liquid that you make Jello with? So you mix up the powder and everything. Have you ever tasted that liquid before it sets and makes Jello? That's what this tastes like. It's not like, you know, really. I mean, there's strawberry flavor there, but kind of tastes like Kool-Aid. Not a big fan. Not awesome, but I like the. I'm gonna give it a thumbs up just for the whole fun about pushing the marble in the bottle and everything, because that's fun. So I'm gonna give it a thumbs up for that. But it doesn't pretend to be anything else. It doesn't say artificially or natural flavoring. Let's see. I don't even see ingredients on here, which must mean it's bad for you. But yeah, it's fun. So it's going to get a thumbs up from me. But flavor-wise, it's okay. Like I said, tastes like Kool-Aid or something. Not great. Let's put it that way. All right. So we did that. Let's go back to doing our souvenirs. I didn't see anybody respond to that. So so what do you guys think? I mean, are you having fun? Are you enjoying this? Is this educational and entertaining? Let me know, because like I said, you don't have to do it next week if it's not. But if you guys are having fun with this, we'll do that shelf next week. So, anyone want to take a guess as to what this is a souvenir from? Probably says right on the side of it. It does not. But this is the Powell and Hyde Street line. This is a car on the Powell and Hyde Street line. And this is a plastic, I believe, cable car from San Francisco. So if you've ever ridden, if you've never ridden on the cable car, it is a lot of fun. I'm trying to remember which is it the, I think it's Powell Street line. Powell Street line takes you over to Market Street, like by Market Street. But I'm trying to remember the one that you get near Fisherman's Wharf, like at the foot of where Ghirardelli is. I recommend getting it there, taking that up the hill, and once it gets almost, I think it's at the top of the hill, where the top of the hill is where Lombard Street is. So get off the trolley at Lombard Street and then walk. You can't walk down the street, the curvy part of the street. You can walk down the stairs. We also did a Trippy Food episode at Lombard Street, so you can see us driving down the what used to be the curviest street in the world. I don't think it is anymore, but it's one of the curviest streets in the world, Lombard Street in San Francisco, and that will take you there. Not this, but the bigger version of this. I want to see you do the second shelf too. Okay, cool. I would watch you paint the wall, Val. You demand. This is an apartment, so they would get mad at me for painting the wall, I think, but keep that in mind. If you hold the bottle so the two divots are faced towards the floor, they will hold the marble so it doesn't roll all the way forward and close the bottle opening. That's good to know. Did not know that. But oh, I see. You're talking about those two divots there. So you do it like this, and then yeah. I didn't realize that they were actually functional. It still tastes like Kool-Aid. Val, try out sweet corn flavored soda. I'm going to say we did. I think you're talking about the Lester Fixins one, right, John? I think for some reason, I think we did. I think we did do sweet corn flavored soda from Lester Fixins. Go back, like I would do it now, but in the middle of a live stream. Go back and check out all of our Top of the Pops. All of our Top of the Pops episodes. We did a bunch of different ones. Check to see. We might have done sweet corn already. Because I think I've had it. And I think it was one of the better ones, actually, I think. Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood Trolley. It would be funny, except Mr. Rogers was filmed in Pittsburgh. So it was a Pittsburgh trolley. This is a San Francisco trolley. All right, I'm going to draw a blank. But this is a scorpion. It looks like it's made out of onyx, and it was from a bug museum in Washington State. When I took, I think it's Route 101 from the Oregon coast up, and on that way there is a I think they call it the Bug Museum, if I'm not mistaken, and they have all kinds of they have live bugs and bug exhibits and everything. And then at the door you can buy a little souvenir. And so I get this little onyx scorpion. So it is okay to call a scorpion a bug, but you cannot call it an insect, because technically it is not an insect. It is an arachnid, which puts it in the same family as lobsters, crabs, spiders. Because it has 8 legs. Insects have 6 legs. It says 8 legs. So yeah, scorpion, little scorpion. Ow, bit me, stung me, whatever. There we go. Little did he realize he was stung. You should get a soda stream and make your own concoctions. That's an idea. Lombard Street is still the world's curviest street, according to Guinness Book of World Records. Woo! I have been wrong before when I've said because something has not been updated and it says it's the world's biggest or longest or tallest or whatever. I've been corrected when I went out there and found somebody says, "Oh no, there's a new one in wherever that's bigger," and so that's why I approached it with caution. But for the longest time, it was the curviest. It looks like maybe it still is. So that's good. Bob, am I in a time warp? Because you said swan boat. That was so long ago. The swan boot. Okay, let's continue on. Let's see. Let's do that. Let's hit New York. Oh, so this is a tiny little rubber bald eagle. Let's see. I can barely see that. Tiny little rubber bald eagle. I don't remember where I got this. It could be Alaska because they had like a bald eagle thing that we went to in Alaska. It could be somewhere in Oregon because there was a lot of places. Bald eagles were like all over the place in Oregon. I remember like downtown Portland seeing bald eagles flying over and everything. So it's pretty cool. But it's a little rubber bald eagle, and I can't remember where I got it. So there we go. Public Gardens. You're absolutely right, Bob. Public Gardens. Do a live stream with Cult Moo. John, do you know Cult Moo? Give Cult Moo a call and say, hey, Val would like to do a live stream with you because most of these people don't know who I am, and I have no way to contact them. So I would definitely do one with Cult Moo. Cult Moo's, they're a lot of fun, and we could do like a kitchen kind of thing. So there we go. You remember the bald eagles in Portland? Is that what you're saying, Julie? Or you remember where I got this? Because I don't remember where I got this. We got that. Oh, you remember? You do remember me getting the eagle. Do you remember where in Oregon that I got this? Because I can't remember. I'm going to put them up here with Blueberry, because that's where I think he belongs. I don't think he belongs to that show. Yeah, Julie, I just can't remember the observatory waterfall area. Oh, right. Crown Point, the Vista House at Crown Point. Thank you, Julie. Thank you. So I got this bald eagle at the Vista House at Crown Point, which is high up on the hill overlooking the Columbia Gorge. So the Columbia River runs over the top border of Oregon, and not all the way across, but most of the way across. The top border of Oregon is broken up by the Columbia River, and so there is a lookout. I think it's over 100 years old. This little building called the Vista House at Crown Point, and that's where I got the little bald eagle. Thank you, Julie. Now I can sleep tonight. Yes, John King, we have also done banana bread beer. It used to be Young's, and now it's called Eagle. Eagle is the brand that bought out Young's banana bread beer, and we've done the banana bread. I don't remember if we did the banana bread beer on a live stream or on a Trippy Food episode, but we've done the banana bread beer. One of my favorites. I actually like it. It's really good. You taste banana bread when you're drinking that beer. All right, moving on. Well, as long as we're in the Pacific Northwest. All right, guys. Where's this? So when Julie came up to visit when I was living in Oregon, we took a road trip up to Seattle because it's only 2.5 hours from there. And Julie and I tried to get to go up into the Space Needle, but I think it was sold out. We couldn't. Or there was like a 2-hour wait or something along those lines, and we didn't have that much time, so we did not go up there. But I have been up there many times. There's a restaurant up at the top, and there's an observatory. The trick is, I think sometimes it works out cheaper if you go to the restaurant and just get something cheap, like a burger or something, and go to the restaurant. It's cheaper because then once you're at the restaurant, you get to go into the observatory for free. So it's kind of cool. It was built, I want to say, in 1962 or somewhere around those for the World's Fair that was in Seattle at the time. That's when they built the Space Needle. But it's a beautiful structure, and it's a fun place to visit. And there's a breathtaking view of the Seattle area from the top there. So it's kind of fun. I recommend it. Space Needle. For me, that would be nice. Dab tool. Do not comment on what dab tool is. It's not safe for. Yeah. Well, Ryan, we are a family channel, so we most of us who know that culture know what you're talking about, and we'll leave it there. So you're probably right. Bob is not up to live. Oh, so he's not in live chat. He's in top chat, maybe. Maybe that's what Bob. So at the top of the window with all the chat window, in the upper left, there's a little drop down. It says live chat or top chat. Make sure it says top chat. Make sure it says live chat. If it says top chat, do the little drop down and turn it to live chat, and then you'll see everything. Because it sounds like maybe you're not getting everything. Which one is better, Texas or Seattle? Which one is better? Which tower you mean? Are you talking about like Tower of the Americas in San Antonio, or a Reunion Tower in Dallas? I've been to all those towers. There's one in San Antonio. I think it was also built for a World's Fair, if I'm not mistaken. In San Antonio, called the Tower of the Americas. And then in Dallas, there's one called Reunion Tower, but that one's kind of cool. So it's this tower with a glass ball on the top of it, and then there's a rotating restaurant on top of that one. It's not as tall, but it's still kind of cool. As a matter of fact, if you've ever watched that one, it's not as tall, but it's still kind of cool. As a matter of fact, if you've ever watched RoboCop, if you watched the original movie RoboCop, it's supposed to take place in Detroit. And then there's a scene where there's like a police chase going down the street, and then they zoom back for a wide angle shot of the chase, and they have the skyline, and you're looking at it, you're like, that's the Dallas skyline. There's Reunion Tower. Why would they put such a recognizable thing in it? Like, I guess they figure, oh, no one's gonna know, no one's gonna recognize that as Dallas. Then there's another part where they're doing a car chase down the street, and there's like this huge agave out in front of a house. I'm like, yeah, you're not going to find that in Detroit either. So I always thought that was funny. There's another competing Space Needle in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Must be new or newer, Janice. When was it built? Let me know when you all come here to New Braunfels. Well, I will be coming to Austin, but I will be driving south because I want to do some San Antonio stuff, and definitely do Snake Farm. So I will, John. John, send me an email, val@trippyfood. Val at trippyfood.com. Send me an email and let me know, and then I will let you know when I'm down there. So that'd be cool. Have you been to the CN Tower in Toronto? I have been to the CN Tower in Toronto. I imagine that was back in the 80s. I think the CN Tower might still be the largest freestanding tower, which is what this is considered, the largest freestanding tower in North America. And because just like a lot of other places in that area of North America, everything's flat. So from the top there, you can see, you can see miles and miles and miles or further because most of the area is flat. So the view from the top of the CN Tower is amazing. And I think like at night they have lasers shooting off the top and stuff like that. Yeah, I think it was the 80s I was at CN Tower, but yeah, it is a cool place, Steve. You're absolutely right. Hey, Firefly 59 in the room, everybody, welcome. Well, you've already started welcoming him, so I don't have to do that. Space Needle, Seattle, thank you. Okay, this one, there is a story behind this one. I wrote that down just because I don't remember dates very well, but I want to, so I will let you know. Where is that? That is, oh, okay, here we go. Some people may or may not recognize this, but this is a much smaller one, but this is the World Trade Center in New York. And the World Trade Center is one of those places that I always tell people, when it comes to travel and people say, hey, I would love to go to such and such a place, maybe someday I will. And I always tell them, no, just find a way to go. If you want to go there, find a way and make it happen and go. Because A, you don't know if you'll be able to go there, either financially or physically. Maybe something happens to you, you end up in a wheelchair, it makes it more difficult for you to go to a place like that. And then the other one is they're not always going to be there. So people might have looked at this back in 2000 and go, the World Trade Center, it'll always be there, right? And we know that that's not necessarily the case. The story behind this particular World Trade Center is that my friend Teresa Damra, who now lives in Texas, originally lived in San Francisco, and we worked for the same company. And so she wanted to be the sales rep for the tri-state area, which was New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. And the office was based out of New York City. So so I was living in Austin, Texas at the time, and so I was assigned as the support person for her to cover that tri-state area. And so basically, I was living in Austin, Texas. Every Monday morning, I would fly to New York, fly into Newark Airport, take the Olympia Trailways bus for $11, which would drop me off at Grand Central Station, and then walk up the street. I think it was like 44th Street and 6th Avenue, somewhere around there, where the office was. Spend the week there, and then Friday afternoon, fly back to Austin, Texas. I always stayed at the same place, was the Hemsley Middletown Hotel. I don't think it's around anymore. It was a very old and very small hotel, but very, very friendly. So I stayed there so often because I would go there every week that people would say, I would go, hey, Mr. Herrera, welcome, good to see you again. They knew me by name. Always trying to get the same room too, and usually it was available. Anyways, in January of 2001, Teresa gave me this, and she also, I can't show it to you, but there's a framed picture of the Chrysler Building with the Empire State Building in the back, and so it was just like, hey, thanks for being a great partner working together and everything. And she gave me the picture, and she gave me the World Trade Center. And ironically, this was 2001. We called on customers in the World Trade Center. One of them was Marsh. I believe they were on the 95th floor of the World Trade Center, and I was there in April of 2001. And I remember, again, they were on the 95th floor. I remember going in there, and the customer wasn't ready yet, so they showed us to this conference room. The conference room had floor-to-ceiling glass windows, facing outwards. And I remember looking out there. So when they came into the room, I said to them, "How do you get any work done with this view? This view is incredible." And I was just, it's September. I was just horrified to think that standing in that same place, that view on that day was a plane coming towards the building. So again, do it when you want to do it. Make it happen. Find a way to make it happen. But this was a gift from Teresa, my friend Teresa. And so thank you, Teresa. If you're watching, she may be. You never know. Hey, Samuel Duran, coming in, but never late, never too late. Was for Val, feels nice to be part of live, very welcoming. Oh, okay. Well, you're always welcome here. It's always good to see you. So again, World Trade Center. And while we're on the subject of New York, what for the longest time, probably till the 1970s, I want to say maybe 1973, if I'm not correct, this was the tallest building in the world. I think it was built in the 1929, somewhere around that. The top has changed. There used to be a what do they call it? Mooring point for dirigibles, the Zeppelins. So the Zeppelins used to come in, and they used to tether to the top of the building, and they used to let people off on the Empire State Building, on the top of the Empire State Building. And everyone certainly remembers King Kong climbing the old top of the building. I think it was during World War II, if I'm not mistaken. A plane actually flew into one of the top floors. Didn't destroy the building. Didn't cause like a whole. I mean, it caused damage that took a long time to repair, but it didn't terribly damage the structure. Anyways, this particular Empire State Building, I spent many hours in New York, in New York City. When I lived in the Boston area, made a lot of trips to New York, and so. But this was on my last trip to New York. I think went up to the Empire State Building again, just for old time's sakes. The first time I'd been to the World Trade Center I was a kid. My father brought us to New York. We went up to Empire State Building. My father took us there when we were kids, up to the Empire State Building. So here it is, Empire State Building. Once the world's tallest building. As long as we're talking about tall structures. Hey, Snackhead Cowboy. Jack, you snuck into the room. Welcome, Jack. Up late, I guess. Probably, 10:30, maybe there, your time, I think. But welcome. Always good to see you here. How many what, Julie? Did I say something? I got sidetracked because Jack, Snackhead Cowboy, came into the room. But lived in Spanish Harlem. Oh, wow, really? Wow, that's interesting. I don't know if I've been to Spanish Harlem. I've driven through Harlem back at a time when it wasn't necessarily safe to drive through Harlem. But yeah, you should go back, Snackhead, and let me know when you are. Speaking of tall structures, do I have to tell you what this is? Do I have to tell you guys what this is? This is the Eiffel Tower, in Paris. And so I went with, so I worked for a company where I used to have people that worked for me in the UK. And once a year, I would go out there and spend like 2 weeks out there with them. And so what I would do is on the weekend, because I'm still, in Europe, it's easy to access different places in Europe once you're there. So from London, it's easy to get to other places, or Liverpool, I think might have been at the time. It's easy to get to other places. So Claudia would go with me. We'd just to pay for her ticket. And one weekend we decided we were going to go to Paris, but we just went for the day. So we flew to Paris. I think it was like 7:30 in the morning. Flew to Paris, stayed there till about 7:30 at night, 8 o'clock at night, and flew back. One day, trying to see as much as we could in one day. Well, one of the things that we definitely had to see was the Eiffel Tower, and it was pouring rain. It wasn't pouring rain at the beginning of while we were in Paris, but by the time we'd gotten to the Eiffel Tower, it was pouring rain. So most people would have said, "Oh, but you're not going to go up there in the pouring rain." I'm like, "No, we are in Paris. We are in Paris for the day. We don't know if we're ever going to get to Paris again. We are going to the top of the Eiffel Tower, rain or no rain." And so I think there's a picture of it, and we're kind of like trying to stay out of the rain and everything. But we were there. We jumped out. We got out there. Got out. And the platform's open up at the top. I mean, it's fenced in, but it's open. There's no glass or anything like that. And yeah, went to the Eiffel Tower. So here's a little trivia question for you. Gustave Eiffel was the person who he didn't come up with the original design for the Eiffel Tower, but he redesigned it and was responsible for the structural integrity of the Eiffel Tower and getting it built, which is why it was named after him. Prior to creating the Eiffel Tower, he was also involved in another project involving the structural piece of that particular project, a very, very famous project that's actually in the United States. So somebody tell me, what was the project that Gustave Eiffel was involved in actually creating the structure for this very, very famous thing in the United States? There we go. I'm going to put this over there, back in France. Samuel Duran in the room. Welcome, Samuel Duran. Did I miss that? I thought I missed that. I don't know. I'm losing track. That's from Vegas. No, wait. No, that's from France. Made in France, see? Made in France. There you go. France, not Vegas. But they have a smaller one in Vegas, and I've been up in that one too. That one's different, because that one you get all the flashy lights and everything of Las Vegas. Okay, I'm gonna make a correction here. Everyone says that's Vegas. That's actually not Vegas. That's actually Paradise, Nevada. So where the city of Las Vegas actually is where Fremont Street is. It has that big TV screen kind of thing that runs the length of I think it's maybe like 1 or 2 city blocks over Fremont Street. That's Las Vegas, where all the big casinos are. MGM, New York, Paris. That's actually in Paradise, Nevada. So not actually in Las Vegas. That's what most people think. Yes, Janice Yamanaka, once again, you are absolutely correct. Gustave Eiffel was designed the structure, the scaffolding that held the copper skin of Statue of Liberty. He designed and did that. So he did that before the Eiffel Tower. So you're absolutely right. Hey, Peter Griffin in the room. What on earth is not what? Where is Spanish Harlem? Spanish Harlem is just an area of Manhattan, north of the main city that was had a lot of people who lived there were Hispanic. A lot of them from Puerto Rico, but that section of Manhattan They call it Spanish Harlem. That's what Spanish Harlem is, and that's where Spanish Harlem is. Let's see. Can't see the word Spanish Harlem and go, "You're so smooth." Yeah, from Santana, the Santana song. With me, I always go back to the old song, "There is a rose in Spanish Harlem." But, you guys aren't that old. I'm that old, but you guys aren't that old. Did they use the original material to fill the Eiffel Tower after they wrecked it in the movie Armageddon? No, and they also actually, what else did they wreck in Armageddon? Armageddon was the meteor thing. I don't remember what got. The funny thing is that the U.S. Bank building in Los Angeles always gets destroyed. They always look at it. I think the Empire State Building always gets destroyed. There's certain buildings that just like they just love to destroy them. And the Statue of Liberty. The Statue of Liberty gets it gets attacked by monsters. That poor Statue of Liberty, always beat up. Why don't I have a Statue of Liberty? That's bizarre. We're cruising along. We have 15 minutes left. We haven't gotten halfway through this. We might have to continue this next week. Either that, or maybe I should keep my mouth shut and not talk so much. So we're going to try another snack. We're going to do another snack. You guys are not going to laugh as hard as Julie is going to laugh, and she is going to laugh hard right now. We are going. Claudia is in the other room, and she's screaming no. She knows exactly what I'm going to do. We are going to try these Garden brand durian sugar wafers. One of my favorite snacks. And they always call the gas company and say we have a leak whenever we open these up. So the story behind these are, I think I did them in an earlier Trippy Food episode, and so I had some left over. I liked them, so I brought them home. And so one night, Claudia is in the bedroom, and I'm in the office working. And she comes out, she sticks her head in the door, and she says, "Hey, we need to go check the stove." I'm like, "Why?" She says, "There's a gas leak." I'm like, "Okay." So I walked out in the kitchen with her, and she goes, "Wait a minute, I don't smell it out here." So she walks past the office again, and she goes, "Why? Why is it coming from the office?" And then I held this up, and she goes, "Oh my God, how were you eating those? They smell like a gas leak." So she calls them gas leak cookies. Well, I think it was 3 years ago. When Julie came to visit me in Oregon. We had a house in Portland. She came to visit me in Oregon, and we went to an Asian grocery. And so we just picked a bunch of different stuff. That looks cool. That looks cool. That looks cool. Let's try that. So we brought that back, and we sat in the dining room table, and we just tried all our snacks and everything. And this was one of them. So Claudia was in the other room. I opened these up. It could not have been open more than 2 minutes. She's standing in the doorway, just looking at me, goes, "You did it again, didn't you?" So I'm doing it again. Here we go. Hopefully she won't kick me out. The window's open. Maybe it'll go that way. But I'm going to eat one of my favorites, durian wafers. And you can usually find this brand at just almost every Asian grocery has these. I haven't seen them in regular groceries, but definitely the Asian groceries have these. Did you know many people think the Eiffel Tower is an occult device? Ghostbusters 2 stole the idea. Maybe it's just made for a good plot. The White House was rebuilt after the filming of Armageddon. Yeah, they didn't have to worry about protecting stuff like the Declaration of Independence because that had already been stolen by then. So good and so good for you. Maybe I should dunk in the beer. What do you think? Now, here's the thing about durian. I would ask you to try to ignore beautiful Val. It's good to see your stream for once. Well, Father, I guess it's just Father. It's good to see you too, because I have not. I'm not familiar with you. I've not seen you in the room, but welcome, Father. Where are you from? Welcome, everybody. Please give Father a warm and hearty Trippy Food welcome while I eat my gas leak cookie. Probably the reason I'm doing this is because I would ask you to not focus on how something smells. It can be offensive, but to try to get past that and taste it, because it's actually really good. And durian is really good. but you have to get past that smell, and it's not easy to do. And I don't blame you if you can't. But so, I'm in Bakersfield visiting a friend. Well, I'm El Marihuano 209. It's always good to see you, even if it's just for a few minutes, because we got about 11 minutes left, something like that. Durian is so good. You are absolutely right, Ryan. It is delicious. I love this stuff, but also like horrible cheeses. So yeah, me too. And stinky tofu, like natto. I'm trying to think of what smells bad that I don't like. I know what it is. It's hanjo. It is the fermented skate. The Korean fermented skate that smells like a wet diaper. I don't like that at all. I don't like the smell, and I don't like the taste because it's so ammoniated it burns your tongue. Hate that stuff. Thoughts on spicy watermelon? I will give you my my thoughts on spicy watermelon once I try spicy watermelon, which I have not. Have they raised a watermelon and crossbred it with some sort of pepper or something that makes it spicy, or is it somehow they add spices to a watermelon? How exactly does that work? Let me know, Grub Warp, because I'm not familiar with it, and now I have to go out and try it. That's how that works. Spicy watermelon is just amazing. Oh, tagine and mango, tagine and peaches, tagine and watermelon. Oh, okay. That's what it is. That's all it is. We can do that. We can totally do that. We will do that. Thank you, Ryan. I will definitely do that. We will definitely do that. From Reckless Eating Channel. Oh, I see some familiar people. Thanks for the welcome. Well, thank you, Father. Yeah, we got some big Reckless Eating stuff coming up because we just did a road trip for the next We Go Main show. We went up to Vegas. So it was me, Matt, Chuck Rowland, Nando, and Biff. We went up to Vegas. We raised some hell. We had some fun. And it should be out shortly, I think. I'll have some episodes out, and then it'll be on the We Go Main show as well. It is common to add spice to fruit in the Southwest. Yeah, because I'm familiar with the chili, the mango chili. You can get that anywhere in like Latin American groceries and Mexican grocery stores and stuff like that. Can we do a road trip to your basement? You can. I don't have a basement though, so enjoy yourself and bring a jackhammer. All right, we got a few minutes left, so let's see. We won't go too far. Hey, we're on the subject of France, and you might not think this is on the subject of France, and it's not. So this is the Basilica Notre Dame. I know you're saying it doesn't look like the Basilica Notre Dame, especially because there's no thing here and there's no things coming off the side. That's because this is a different Basilica Notre Dame. This is the one in Montreal, Quebec province. And so they have, I think they still do, but they did. We were there in March of 2012, and they have a show called Aura, A-U-R-A. And basically, inside the cathedral, they have this light show, this amazing light show, and it goes like all inside the cathedral. So it's cool. It's a cool thing to do. Go to the Notre Dame Basilica to see the Aura light show. So Canada in the room. There we go. And I guess let's do another Canada. So we don't have a lot of Canada, but anybody recognize this? I'm gonna guess no. Let's see. I have to kind of hide back there. That's a waterfall, and this is the building that's on top of the waterfall. Does anybody recognize it? This is Chute Montmorency, which basically means Montmorency Falls. So it's a huge waterfall that's just a little bit north of Quebec City. I think it's just like a short drive north of Quebec City in Quebec. And it's there's a bridge that you can walk across. You're walking like right across the falls and everything. Amazing, beautiful. This one, I think there's like you can either use that as a roach clip or to hold notes. Your choice. But yeah, cool little thing. So, want to make sure we're on the subject of Canada. Might as well cover that, right? Val, Matt told me to tell you he wants you to take him to Weird Restaurant for review, but don't tell Matt where you are going until you get there. Oh, okay. Sure. Well, the thing is, we are in the planning stages of doing other road trips for the We Go Main shows. Some of them are just like day trips, maybe like an hour and a half to 2 hours away. We're doing some more of those. So I usually do that with Matt. When we were in Las Vegas, they did not know a lot of the places that we were going to go. So I had planned it out ahead of time, had a whole bunch of stuff and everything. And so a lot of things were surprises to them as to where we were going, or places they hadn't been before. So I wanted to be interesting, different, and places that people don't necessarily go to Vegas for, but things along the line. Some things didn't work out. Wanted to go to Zizek's. Zizek is not open currently to the public. When they are open again to the public, that's a fun little road trip. Zizek's the middle of nowhere, but the last place name in the United States. That's interesting. So yes, we will definitely be doing that to format. I think we pretty much plan that on every single road trip that we've been on. So if you look at the We Go main show where we went to Route 66 and San Bernardino and Riverside, that Mexican restaurant that we had there had the folk art, and also he got to try stuff he hadn't tried before, like menudo and cactus and stuff. So we try to do that. We try to do interesting stuff when we do the We Go main shows and everything. So let's see. Nice pile of smoked wings for a stream tonight. Oh, nice. Yeah. You did a smoked wings episode really early on. I think it was one of your first episodes, I think, where you were doing smoked wings, if I'm not mistaken, Tom. But those looked really good. And of course, we did the episode where you sent us some sauces, and we put your sauces on wings. They were baked in the oven, but still, you do wings, man. So let's see. What am I? Oh, I missed a lot of stuff apparently. Snackhead Cowboy, there are museums, amusement park. So, oh, okay. So Janice is just describing Vegas, but those are the touristy things, you know. When the We Go main show comes out, you'll see we did a lot of interesting things that some people don't even know about. It was kind of cool though. So her, you got buzz during the Vegas trip. Did you see video? Because I think there is video. Maybe it's going to be out on the We Go main show, but there is video of that apparently because Matt was videotaping. So yes. So what happened was, because we were on the strip, Matt says, "Oh, let's get something to drink." And I think we just went into a liquor store. I don't even remember what it was I was drinking, but I'm a lightweight, and apparently it hit me. So there is we went to this pizza place, and apparently I put the Hot Ones Last Dab XXX hot sauce on the pizza. So I don't remember exactly how that went, but there I understand there's video. So coming out soon. Saw Val, he was drunken at the roulette wheel dressed like Colonel Sanders with a cowboy hat. That would be funny. Didn't happen, but that would be funny. Montreal is my favorite place in the world, so chill. Oh yeah, I love Montreal. Montreal and Quebec City. And they're just a short distance away from me. I think maybe a 2-hour drive, I think. Maybe not even that far. Both places, amazing. One of my favorite places in the world is J.A. Moisson, which is the oldest grocery in North America. This place is amazing. Claudia and I, we had to do our laundry, and there was a laundromat like a few doors down. So we went into J.A. Moisson's first. We got a baguette, we got some Hungarian salami, and we got some brie, and we're sitting in the laundromat just like, waiting for our clothes. People must have thought we were crazy and everything. But yeah, love both Montreal and Quebec City, especially in the spring, when it's still sugaring season, and go to a sugar shack and everything. A lot of fun. Val, wow, your arms are hairy. Thank you. That's the Italian part of me. Let's see, what did I miss? I missed a lot of stuff here. Have you ever done raclette? Yes, at your house, Philip. But if you mean on the show, no, I have not. That's an idea. But I think, like you need special tools for that. Like, it's not like a special iron or something that you use for raclette. Well, either that, or if you still have the stuff, the next time I come out and visit you, we'll do raclette, and we'll do it for a Trippy Food episode. How does that sound? Cool. Because that's where I did raclette, your house. You are an important part of the We Go now. You are the dynamic element. Well, sort of. I'm sort of like the tour guide. So basically, I'm the tour planner for the We Goes. So it's just kind of how it is. It's kind of like I might be the dynamic element, but it's kind of funny because sometimes I feel like I'm the old professor that knows about certain things that people are like, yeah, okay, but yeah. But still, it's fun, and there's conflict there. That's kind of fun. Val, have you done a review at Cantor's Deli? No, and I'm not going to, because Cantor's Deli is not good. Cantor's Deli, the reason people say Cantor's Deli is good is because they're open 24 hours, and so they've gone there drunk at 2 o'clock in the morning and think Cantor's Deli is great. It is not great. Langer's Deli is better than Cantor's, and Brent's in Northridge it's not better than Langer's, but it's good. It's also very good and very old school deli. So I think what we will do is we will do a deli episode, but we're gonna go to Brent's. We'll do Brent's, or maybe do the pastrami sandwich, the legendary pastrami sandwich at Langer's, but not Cantor's. Cantor's is, every time I've been there, it's been terrible. So that's me. You took me to Zizek's. We did go to Zizek's. Yeah, that's why I wanted to do Zizek's on the trip to Las Vegas, because it's just such this cool in the middle of nowhere place. And I think Philip, remember when we were there? It's like everybody had been taken up in the rapture, because the place was like deserted, but the doors were open. There was music playing. There were cars in the driveway and everything, but there was nobody there. It was really weird and kind of freaky. But yes, we did go to Zizek's. You're absolutely right. I think it was that same trip when we went out to the dunes, the Kelso Dunes out there, 400-foot tall sand dunes out in the desert, and it took us like 2 hours to get to the top, and like 20 minutes to get back down, because it's gravity. Gravity takes you down there. Yeah, I don't know if you ever tried walking up a sand dune, but it's slow going. Got to get ready for my stream. Hope to see you all there. 2 hours from safe. Okay, Tom. Everybody remember, 2 hours from now, Tom's stream. Old Colorado. Somebody else streams on Saturdays too. Is it Jackie from? I think it's Jackie's in Canada. I think she streams on Saturdays too. The trips, their live stream is usually Friday nights, which is a lot of fun. I was on that yesterday. Stony Kitchen, you out? Well, okay. Well, I think we're all out here. We got so much left. So we're going to have to, okay, so let me throw this out there right now before we end things. We got, I would say we got maybe 75% of the stuff off that shelf done. 75% shelf. So let me ask you guys, was this worth it? Did you have fun? Was it entertaining? Was it enjoyable? Was it educational? And do you want me to finish this? If you don't want to finish this, I'll put everything back on the shelf, and we'll just call it a day. But if you want me to finish it, then next week we'll continue the rest of the shelf, and if we have time, we'll start to get to the next shelf. So what do you guys think? I need you guys to tell me, was this worth it? Did you have fun? Is this a cool idea? Do you like us doing this? Let me know, please. Val, what are you having for dinner tonight? I don't know. That's the fun part. I'm making it up as I go along. I really don't know what I'm gonna have for dinner tonight, so don't know. But getting hungry. Val, you should do a food review from the Bunny Ranch in Nevada. I will find out what the Bunny Ranch is, and I will look into doing that, because we actually didn't get to a lot of stuff that we had on the agenda for. I just put a whole bunch of stuff together to go. And there's things near Las Vegas, like Hoover Dam, Area 51, stuff like that. Obviously, didn't have enough time. It was up one day, back the next day, kind of thing. And so I'll check out Bunny Ranch, and if it's a cool place, we'll do it. I kind of think you're having fun with me, but I just had a durian burp. No, I think the feeling is just coming from you. I think most of us reckless heads think you are just the fun dude to hang with. You are the guy that has the good ideas of where to go. Important. Oh, well, thank you, Ryan. Val, you should do a trip to this place in the Nevada desert. There's a giant sign that says no trespassing, government facility, deadly force. That's what I just said, Area 51. We are not going to go into Area 51. We're not going to trespass onto Area 51. We don't want to die. But in that area, there's a lot of like alien kind of stuff. So it's a cool area to go to, and that's what, not the official place behind the barbed wire fence, but Area 51. That's what I was mentioning. So that is planned. Yes, we had fun. Please continue. Okay, I think it was a fine format. If you just keep it fresh, we'll be good. Are we keeping it fresh? It's a yes for me. Val needs to find out where the Bunny Ranch is in Nevada. No, there is no way he is serious. There is a way he is serious. If it's like the Chicken Ranch, then I know what you're talking about. But I'm not familiar with the Bunny Ranch. Bunny Ranch is a place your wife might not like. Maybe not. We'll see. How's the food there? Favorite Matt story? Well, we're like 304. Oh, Metal Douche Mike, you just came into the room just now. You're like, this is the tail end of it. So we're about to wrap things up here. Metal Douche Mike, do me a big favor. We're going to do this the same time next week. Please come back and please ask me that story on the next one. And it will probably be pertinent to something we're doing. So, there's a lot of them. I figured, Stoner, I figured it was something like that because, like I said, Chicken Ranch, same thing, but I wasn't familiar with the Bunny Ranch. We'll check it out. But serious question, how's the food? Because if the food is good or unusual or different, I will eat there. I swear to God, I will eat there. I've gone to like strip clubs to have their food because people said, oh, no, you'd rather try the food there. Food's really good. And it's kind of like, the girls will walk by or something like, hey, do me a favor, you put some clothes on, I'm trying to eat here. But if the food is good and interesting and different and everything, I would check it out. In Japan, there is Cat Island. It's probably similar. How's the food there? Okay, I'm never really. Well, I want to know. I seriously want to know. I would eat there. I would so eat there. Just see what that's like. Heard the fish tacos are excellent, but don't try this. Yeah. Ah! All right, we'll leave that there. So we are at 3:05 p.m. We're about 5 minutes over. Not a big deal. We could go hours over. It doesn't matter. But I think there's things planned, so we won't. So we got to a big chunk of this. Like I would say, we got to maybe about 75% of that. I'm going to leave the other stuff on the table and then maybe move some of the other stuff from the other shelf over here. Next week, same bat time, same bat channel. We will go through the other shelf. As long as you guys, it seems like you're enjoying it. Nobody really complained. Nobody didn't like it. We keep it moving. We'll have some other, fun snacks that we'll just throw in there. Won't tell you what they are ahead of time. And hopefully it won't be the ramune that tastes like Kool-Aid or the chips that taste like chips and not cheeseburgers. But there it is. I appreciate all of you joining us today. Saturday, I always look forward to Saturday afternoons and being able to spend time with you. It's a great community we have here. It's so much fun. It's so interactive and everything. I love visiting, spending time with all of you guys and having fun with you guys. So please, let's keep this up. Let's have some fun. Everybody be careful, stay safe. I guess the thing is, it's still crazy out there. It's still crazy out there. So please be careful. Please take care of yourselves. Definitely take care of others. And we'll see you soon. Bye, everybody. See you next week.